Hi, I'm Stu from HiveMind Automation and welcome to the Hive. In this video, we're going to take a look at my very first Matter accessory, this IKEA Dirigera Hub. As usual, we're going to take a look around the outside of the box. We're going to get it out of the box. Now, for something a little bit different, we're going to be comparing it to the old IKEA trad-free Zigbee bridge, and then we're going to take a look at the native app for this unit, and we'll take a look to see if we can get it into Home Assistant, though I'm not too hopeful about that just yet, and we'll talk a bit more about why later on in the video. So while I roll the intro, why don't you take a moment to subscribe, and if you hit the bell icon, you'll get notified when I release new videos, and that's normally every week. While you're at it, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to help to support the channel, there's some affiliate links in the video description to a bunch of the home automation gadgets that I've reviewed in the past and some that are upcoming videos. And there's other ways to support the channel as well, like signing up for NordVPN using my affiliate link, or supporting the channel directly through my Buy Me a Coffee link. With all of that out of the way, let's get started. Now, if you've seen my brief intro to Matter video, you might have a little bit of an idea about why I'm so excited about the Matter standard for smart homes. It promises to unify the smart home by providing a universal language that all compliant devices can speak, so that you can control them from your preferred smart home platform, whether it's Home Assistant, HomeKit, Amazon Home, Google Home, or Samsung SmartThings. It won't matter. This Dirigera Hub from IKEA replaces the older trad-free bridge so that we can control our Zigbee connected trad-free accessories using Matter. And I believe there's also a Thread radio in here to support Thread in future IKEA accessories. Now, it's unclear yet if it's Matter compliant right now or if it's going to need a software update. And we might be able to find that out on the way through this video, but there's no guarantees. The Dirigera Hub is $99 Australian, and I was just able to grab it off the shelf at my local IKEA store. And they seem to have plenty of stock when I was there last weekend, but there's a good chance that that's not going to last that long once word gets out. So it's worthwhile checking your IKEA website in your country and checking the stock at your local store before making the trip or ordering it online. So first things first, as we normally do with these product reviews, let's take a look around the box. And like most IKEA gear, it is pretty sparse. On top of the front, we have the name, which is Dirigera. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We do have a picture of the unit, and there's this wireless symbol here, and an idea of what to expect in the box, which is a circle, which I'm going to assume is the unit itself. There is a connection cord, and there's also a power cord. This logo here denotes that it is for indoor use only. We see here that it's works with IKEA HomeSmart, and there's not a whole lot around the outside edges of the box. On the left side here, we've got that it is Zigbee and Wi-Fi certified. On the top, we've got the apps are available on Google Play and iOS App Store, and IKEA HomeSmart is the app that we need. And on the back, again, not a whole lot. Works with Alexa, works with Google, and works with Apple HomeKit. Some compliance logos here, so the packaging is recyclable. We shouldn't be throwing it into the regular trash. And there's some other compliance logos here that I'm not familiar with. We've also got what appears to be a quick start guide taped on here as well, which I will quickly peel off if I can. It's stuck on there pretty good. And there's just inside here some requirements. So to control the HomeKit enabled accessory, the latest version of iOS is recommended. Dirigera and IKEA HomeSmart app enables IKEA HomeSmart products to work with HomeKit technology, and see the user manual for more details. And HomeKit is a trademark of Apple. Not much else in there, just some system requirements, so I will just stick that back there. So with the outside of the box out of the way, I will open up the box like so and hit the camera, and straight away we see the unit itself, and we can just lift that out nice and easy, or I'll just pop that to the side there next to my IKEA trad-free hub here, and we'll get to that a bit later. I'll lift up this cardboard here, and underneath the cardboard divider we've got a USB type A power adapter. That'll be helpful a bit later on. We have an RJ45 Ethernet cable here, which looks like it's fairly decent quality. And we've got a USB type A to USB type C power cable, which is interesting. Underneath the cables and the power adapter, we've got some third-party license information, and on the back there's some information about the free and open source software components used, and some links to the IKEA website where you can see the GPL code that IKEA uses for this hub, and also I believe download it as well. Pop that to the side. We have some information on the crossed out wheeled bin symbol that indicates that the items should be disposed separately from regular household waste. And lastly, we have our quick start guide in here, which is fairly standard for any IKEA device. We plug in Ethernet, plug in the power brick, and install the app. And there is a mounting instruction here. We'll get to that a bit later. It says to only use a short stubby screw there by the looks of things. And there is a QR code to get the manual for the IKEA HomeSmart pairing. So I will pop that aside. We can put the box aside as well and focus on the unit. And I might just zoom in a bit to the unit itself now, and there's not really a whole lot to say about its looks. It is a white puck with a light grey bottom half and the rounded bottom edge there. It's definitely a fair bit sleeker than the trad-free hub. It's a lot less chunky, and the design I think is a little bit more refined, I would say. This unit itself doesn't show up any kind of obvious places for LEDs like the trad-free hub, so I'm not sure if there's any kind of indicator LEDs on here. The design is very minimalist. We've got this IKEA fabric logo tag here at the back, and that's right above the RJ45 Ethernet port and the USB Type-C power port. The plastic feels like it's pretty good quality. I mean, it is plastic, and the bottom has this rubberized ring around it, and we've got the QR code for pairing to HomeKit, another QR code which I'm assuming is for the HomeSmart app. There is a hanging point here, and there's a tiny little, what appears to be a 2mm hex screw in there. I'm guessing they don't really want you taking it apart, so at least for now I'll respect that. We've got an action button here on the bottom, and there's a reset button recessed in here. Now, I did off camera test this out. You do need to unfold a paper clip. Something like an iPhone SIM eject tool isn't quite long enough to reach down into there. We've got some compliance info here, and some symbols here that denote that we've got Bluetooth. I'm not sure what all the others mean here, but I do recognize the Bluetooth logo there. Compared to the trad-free hub, it is a lot more minimalist. The trad-free hub, if we open that up, you see that we've got the button, we've got some LEDs here, and I am very excited to see IKEA standardizing their power to USB Type-C. I'm guessing that has a lot to do with the EU regulations around charging standards, but I will say that USB Type-C seems, at least in my limited experience, to be a lot more sturdy than micro USB, which in my experience, micro USB has had a tendency to fail after a small number of usage cycles. One thing I will mention for the trad-free unit though is that it does have this built-in strain relief for the power cable, which can protect the micro USB port a little bit better than this one, which has no cable strain relief at all. Now, in terms of stats, I did measure the Dirigera Hub off camera at around about 112 millimeters in diameter and a little bit shy of 27 millimeters in height. And I've been getting a lot more into 3D modeling lately as well, and I can also tell you that the curve on this radius is a 12 millimeter fillet radius. As I said before, there's no obvious places for LEDs that I can see with the device powered off. It remains to be seen whether there's going to be LEDs with the unit powered on. Compared to the IKEA Trad-free Hub, I measured this at just shy of 110 millimeters as well. That said, looking at the side, it is slightly tapered. I suspect that it is then, in fact, the same diameter at the base. And I also measured this at just shy of double the height at around 45 millimeters tall. So it is a fair bit chunkier than the Dirigera Hub. This also has two mounting ports at the back. Weight-wise, the Dirigera does feel actually heavier, and that's even with my Power over Ethernet splitter plugged into the IKEA Trad-free Hub, so that is interesting. The build quality of the Dirigera Hub does feel quite good, which is certainly not surprising for an IKEA product. The buttons feel good, the plastic feels relatively sturdy, it doesn't make any noise when I shake it, so it should be pretty good around the house. So aesthetics wise, compared to the original Trad-free Hub, I do like the Dirigera a lot more. I do, however, think that without some LEDs on top, I may struggle to do some troubleshooting, which I've been able to do with the IKEA Trad-free Hub in the past when some of my devices were not connecting as I had expected them to. Now, while design probably doesn't really matter, considering the hub is going to live in my server rack most likely, for most homes, I think the design of the Dirigera will actually be nicer to have, say, out on a countertop where it will be seen. Okay, so now with the physical features covered, let's plug this thing into power and Ethernet and then get it paired up to IKEA HomeSmart. So I have an Ethernet cable here running back to my switch. I'm just going to plug that in there like so. And we're going to grab this power adapter just in the back here. And I'm not seeing any LEDs. And I've just had to push the Ethernet cable in a little bit, and we've got activity and connection lights in there. So it does take a moment to boot up, so I'll just pop that down on the desk now. And I'm not sure if that's coming up on camera. There is what looks to be like a little kind of half moon looking LED on the top. So there is an LED hidden behind the plastic there. You'll note over on my iPhone here, if we search for IKEA HomeSmart in the App Store, we've got IKEA HomeSmart 1, which works with the Trad-free gateway, and we've got IKEA HomeSmart, which works with the Dirigera Hub. Obviously, this is for the Dirigera Hub, so I'm going to open IKEA HomeSmart, and we're being welcomed. We'll tap next, 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 and next. We're ready to get started, so I'll tap get started. We've got a privacy statement here, which we should definitely read through, and we'll tap next. Yes, I consent to cookies, and we'll tap next. We've got some terms and conditions, and we should definitely read these properly, and I'll accept those. And we need permission to search for products, so I'm going to allow network access, and we're being prompted to allow access to connect and find devices on the local network. I'm going to allow that. And here are the parts that we'll need. We'll need a hub, cables and a plug, power and a router. We've got all of that sorted, so we'll tap Get Started. Connect to the Ethernet cable to the hub and the router. Done. Connect the power cable to the hub and plug it in. We'll tap Next and wait for the ring to fill with light, which you can see now that it is doing that, and it is pulsating a little bit there. The hub startup will be complete when the ring light is full. It may take a few minutes on the first boot. So a solid center light will show if the hub is ready online and connected to your home. So I'm going to tap Next because the ring is complete. The ring light will pulse when the hub is ready. My hub is ready because the ring light is pulsing, and it's looking for a nearby hub. We've found it. It's going to upgrade to the latest software, so we don't want to unplug it just yet. You can close the app while we're waiting. Just while this ring is going around, though, we don't want to unplug the hub. Whiskey has decided that she is going to join us while we're waiting. Okay, so installing now says 100%, so hopefully we won't be too far away. It's rebooting. Okay, so now the app is saying that the update is complete and your Dirigera Hub has the latest software and is ready to use. So I'll tap Next, and it's time to confirm your hub. So press the action button on the back of the hub to confirm it as part of your smart home system. So on the back, we have this action button. I'm going to press that, and your hub has been added. I'll tap Next. We'll give our home a name, and I'll call it the Hive. Next. And let's create a room. So living room, bedroom, guest room, kitchen, dining room. We'll create all of these. Don't have a kids room, bathroom, hallway, office, entrance, and other. I'll create a custom room. I'll call it called spare room. And next, we'll make that blue. We'll go done. So we're creating all of these rooms. I'll tap done. And welcome to the IKEA Home Smart app, all done. So now we should be able to add a product to our home, and I'm going to kick that off with this IKEA trad-free motion sensor. So I will open that up. We'll see we have the unit in here, which I can pull the backing plate off. I might need to go grab a screwdriver to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is click add a product to your home. I'm going to scroll until I find sensors and connect motion sensor to hub, choose a name and add it to a room. So we'll tap get started, and we will remove the back of the sensor, which I am doing now with a screwdriver. I'll tap next on here, press the batteries into the slot. So there's another screw that I need to undo here. Okay, so I'm going to pop these batteries in and we'll get this sensor powered up. Okay, the batteries are in, we'll tap next. Quick press the pairing button 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got a red pulsing light on the front. We'll tap, the light is blinking and it is now looking for motion sensors. One product found, and it is a motion sensor connecting to the Dirigera Hub, and I'll tap I found my products, and we'll just call this motion, and done. And for now we'll put this in the bathroom and we'll tap done. Now, it doesn't seem like there's really any functional difference between the Dirigera Hub or the Trad-free Hub. If I explore around in here, a lot of it right now appears to be a lot to do with the interface and the compatibility with the Dirigera Hub over the Trad-free Hub. I'm not seeing any kind of mention of Matter in here just yet. It's worth mentioning that the app version here is 1.2.0, build 554. I suspect that there is going to be a software update for this hub to support Matter. That said, you saw how simple the software update was. All we actually had to do was just open the app itself. So it seems like the Matter firmware has yet to be applied to this unit. So while it is going to support Matter in the future, I do believe that that software update is going to be required to get it there. I have plenty more Matter content coming up, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out when any of that comes out. With the Matter support maybe not quite there yet, at least for now it looks like we're probably going to need to keep both bridges running to support the gear that we've got in Home Assistant. That said, using the HomeKit controller integration with Home Assistant, you can connect the Dirigera bridge into Home Assistant. However, the existing Trad-free integration does not currently support the Dirigera Hub. That may be coming, or it might end up just being Matter support in future. As soon as that Matter update does become available, I'll be sure to film a video on how to do the update and how to pair Home Assistant with Matter. So that is an unboxing and a very quick exploration of the IKEA Dirigera Hub and the new IKEA Home Smart app, available now from IKEA for 99 Australian dollars. In summary, I think that the design is nice, and knowing that IKEA intends to focus all of their smart home development around this new hub suggests, to me at least, that updating from the Trad-free hub will end up paying off in the long run. Even just the update from micro USB to USB Type-C makes my mind feel a little bit more at ease about the longevity of this hub. That said, it does mean that I've had to order some new power over Ethernet splitters with USB Type-C instead of micro USB, and I'm expecting those splitters to come in soon. I did pick up a 4-pack from Amazon, and I'll put an affiliate link in the video description down below in case you are using PoE at home like me. I will say I really would have loved to have seen PoE built into the unit itself, but being that this is designed for home use and not for enterprise environments, it's probably a bit much to ask. This Dirigera Hub is the first of many steps that I'm taking into bringing my smart home into the Matter ecosystem. And like I've said before, there is plenty more to come. That is all we have for this video, and I do hope that it helped you in your home automation journey. Be sure to drop a comment down below with a home automation idea you'd like to see me cover in a future video. And don't forget to follow HiveMind Automation on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button down below to give it a like, and if you're not already subscribed, please take a moment to consider changing that right now. While you're at it, if you hit the bell icon, you'll also get notified when I release new videos each week. Lastly, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to help to support the channel, there is a Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description down below. Any contributions that you make through Buy Me a Coffee are put towards making more and hopefully better content for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Stu from HiveMind Automation, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.